The first major post-rotation tournament just went down, and out of 2,600 players, Gardevoir won the whole thing. That's the biggest story right now, on top of just Dragapult everywhere. Looking at these results, Dragapult all the way down, absolutely dominating the field. But the big story I wanted to talk about today is a deck that got into top 16. Shout outs to Jonathan Means, who just missed top cut with Flareon box of all things, and they went 9-4 and didn't lose a single game against some pretty stiff competition here. We see Goldengo, Poison Archaludon. We see they went up against Terapagos, Dragapult, Gardevoir, and they put in work just shy of top cut. So today we are going to be looking at Jonathan Means' Flareon box. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about Flareon. Flareon EX is a fire-type Pokemon with two awesome attacks. Burning Charge for a fire and a colorless does 130 damage, and you can accelerate 2 basic energy from your deck onto a Pokemon of your choice, making it a really great first attacker because you're not only getting good damage on the board, you can accelerate to one of your other attackers on the board. It could be another Flareon, but it could be a couple of other attackers as well, including Sylveon, Terapagos, and Clefairy EX, but we'll get to those in just a sec. If we're not accelerating energy to the bench, Carnelian's amazing attack for a fire, water, and lightning energy. We're doing 280 damage, and during your next turn this Pokemon can't attack. That restriction does suck, but 280 damage is enough to one-hit KO every basic EX in the game and almost every stage 1 EX as well. So huge firepower from Flareon EX. And yes, there might be some times where that restriction on Carnelian might be a problem, but we do run a switch card in here, so we potentially can set up a back-to-back attack with Carnelian if we really need to. If you're not using Flareon to accelerate energy to another Flareon, one of your alternate attackers here is Sylveon EX. And one of the cool things about Sylveon and Flareon is that they both use lightning and water energy in their second attacks. So as you build up that second Pokemon, you can just put water and lightning on there, and then you can choose later on if you want to go into Sylveon or Flareon. Now, Sylveon doesn't hit as hard as Flareon. Its magical charm attack is okay. It does 160 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, you take 100 less damage. It's great from time to time, especially if you can knock out something like a Squawkabilly, take 2 prizes, and take 100 less damage. But we're really using it for the Angelite attack, where for a water, lightning, and a psychic energy, you get to choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and shuffle those Pokemon and all attached cards back into their deck. In certain cases, like, it doesn't matter how far you fall behind. If you can shuffle in the 2 right Pokemon back into your opponent's deck, just completely breaks the game for them. And this is not that hard of an attack to set up, and it can be absolutely backbreaking in a number of different scenarios, as you're going to see in this video. You still have to take prizes, and Sylveon isn't necessarily the powerhouse to knock things out, but that Angelite attack can be an absolute savior. Terapagos EX can be a substitute for Eevee EX in the sense that it's just a basic Tera Pokemon that you can put in play so you can get your Noctowls on the board, but I do like it as an attacker as well. We don't have the grass energy to make Crown Opal work, but we do have energy that can cover United Beatdown, where we do 30 damage for each of our bench Pokemon. If we've got Area 0 Underdepths in play and 8 Pokemon, we are swinging for a total of 240 damage, which is quite a bit, and it's something that we can easily ramp up in one turn, whether we are using a card like Crispin to get extra energy in play, or something like Glass Trumpet as well. So lots of ways of getting Terapagos EX set up in one go, especially if you start to fall flat in the beginning of the game and you're kind of struggling to find your offense. Clefairy EX is a cool tech here, where its Fairy Zone ability makes it so that Dragon Pokemon on your opponent's side are now weak to Psychic Pokemon, and that means that Sylveon EX and its Magical Charm attack are now swinging for 320 damage, which is going to be enough to one-hit KO a Dragapult EX. EX, while also giving you an extra 100 HP, or taking 100 less damage on the following turn. And if you really have to swing with the Clefairy EX, you can. For a Psychic and a Colorless, Full Moon Rondo does 20 damage plus 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So this can scale pretty quickly, can get you an attack as early as turn 1, going second as well. So look out for opportunities to swing with Clefairy EX, especially if you are in a potential donk situation. The deck is built with a bunch of different Eevees to choose from that have different pros and cons. For example, this first Eevee has only 50 HP, which makes it a real problem in the Dragapult matchup, but it does have the boosted evolution ability where as long as this Pokemon's in the active spot, it can evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it, which can very quickly get you into that Flareon or the Sylveon. This second Eevee has 70 HP, getting it out of Dragapult range, and then Colorful Friends is maybe not the best attack in the world, letting you search your deck for 3 Pokemon of different types, reveal them, and put them into your hand, but you can grab combinations of things like a Sylveon, Terapagos, and a Fezandipiti, or the Latias. There are Pokemon you can grab with this attack if need be. And then last but not least, we've got Eevee EX here, where yes, this is a 2-prize liability, but Eevee EX has a couple of big benefits. For one, it's got 200 HP. 2, it has the Rainbow DNA ability, where you can actually evolve Eevee EX into any of the other Eeveelution EX cards. It's the only EX card that can evolve into another EX. And on top of that, it's a Tera Pokemon, so you can't snipe it when it's on the bench. And because it's a Tera Pokemon, and a basic Tera Pokemon at that, it gives you access to your Noctowl tech right away, where Noctowl can grab 2 trainer cards of your choice from your deck and put them into your hand when you evolve into Noctowl, and if you have a Tera in play. So before you play a Noctowl, make sure you have either an Eevee EX or a Terapagos on your bench. We have a few copies of Fan Rotom here. That Fan Call ability is absolutely amazing, letting you search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with up to 100 HP and put them into your hand. And you're going to want to use this to grab some combination of Hoothoots, Noctowls, as well as Eevees, so that you can set up your board. Mew EX is mostly here as a support Pokemon, letting you draw until you have 3 cards in hand, but you can get Genome Hacking powered up relatively easily with Flareon or Crispin. Genome Hacking for 3 colorless energy lets you copy your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks, like lets you copy one of them and then use it as Mew's attack. So in certain scenarios, for example, you can create a nightmare scenario against Dragapult where Mew EX can copy Dragapult's attack and hit the Dragapult for 200 damage while also sniping the bench. But if you've got Clefairy in play as well, now that Mew is also one-hit KOing the Dragapult and getting the damage counters on the board as well. Latias EX gives all of your basic Pokemon free retreat. Fezandipiti is here to draw cards when one of your Pokemon was knocked out on the previous turn, letting you draw 3. For trainer cards, we've got Briar, which only works if your opponent has exactly 2 prizes remaining. But if they do, when you play this card, if your opponent's active Pokemon gets knocked out from an attack using your Tera Pokemon, you take 1 more prize card. So being able to take 3 prizes at a critical juncture in the game is absolutely amazing. So great to have this as a one-of. Crispin is incredibly important in the deck, even though we do have Flareon for energy acceleration. This still lets us search our deck for 2 energy of different types, put 1 into our hand, and the second one we attach to a Pokemon in play. Now keep in mind that you have to have 2 different types, otherwise the first one just goes straight into your hand and you don't get any extra energy acceleration. 2 copies of Iono, where both players shuffle their hands, put it to the bottom of their deck, and then draw equal to the number of prize cards they have remaining. A little bit of hand disruption here while also getting a fresh set of cards. In particular, you'll want to play this when you're behind on prizes so that you get more cards than your opponent. 2 copies of Boss's Orders lets you gust an opposing bench Pokemon into the active spot. 1 copy of Kieran. This is a cool tech here. It acts as either a switch, and that can be great for Flareon being able to swing for Carnelian on back-to-back turns, or you could use this to do an extra 30 damage on your opponent's Pokemon EX. Or Pokemon V doesn't really matter at this point. So at that point, you are now swinging for 310 damage with the Carnelian attack there, getting you into stage 2 KO territory with that with the Kieran plus the Carnelian attack. So really nice buff there. 4 copies of Nest Ball to get our basic Pokemon onto our bench. 3 copies of Ultra Ball where we discard 2 cards and grab a Pokemon of our choice. 2 copies of Buddy-Buddy Poffin, letting us grab 2 Pokemon from our deck and put them on the bench if they've got 70 HP or less. That's going to be great for getting our Fan Rotom, our Hoothoots, and our Eevees in play. 2 copies of Counter Catcher. When we're behind on prizes, we can send our opponent's active Pokemon to the bench in exchange for something else. It's great to have this as an item-based supporter, especially when you've got Sylveon in play and you want to send their attacker into the Shadow Realm. Counter Catcher is an amazing combo with Sylveon, so you can send exactly what Pokemon you want back into the deck. 1 copy of Tera Orb. This is a great card for Tera decks. Lets you search your deck for a Tera Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck, and in certain cases, you're going to want to play Tera Orb over an Ultra Ball so that you don't have to discard anything. Unfair Stamp is the A-Spec of choice, where after a KO, both players shuffle their hands into the deck. You draw 5, they draw 2. In particular, after, say, a Sylveon or setting up a Sylveon play where you play the Unfair Stamp, leave them with 2 cards, and then shuffle 2 of their Pokemon back into their deck can be an absolutely devastating combo. You could also consider putting Sparkling Crystal here so that you are attacking for 1 less energy. In particular, Flareon can do the Burning Charge attack with only 1 energy if you have Sparkling Crystal, and I do like that combination, but there are benefits to Unfair Stamp as well. 1 copy of Switch just switches your active Pokemon with 1 on your bench. In particular, you're going to want to use this in scenarios where you want to swing twice with Carnelian, but you might just also want to pivot into another attacker, such as the switch from Flareon to Sylveon. 1 copy of Glass Trumpet, where you get to choose 2 of your benched colorless Pokemon and attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to each of them. Keep this in mind that it's colorless Pokemon, so you can't use this to get energy onto a Flareon or a Sylveon, but you can use this to get energy onto an Eevee or a Terapagos, so make sure to play the Glass Trumpet before you evolve your Evolution. 1 copy of Super Rod lets you get 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy from your discard pile back into your deck. In particular, this deck does run pretty tight on energy, so Super Rod can be great for getting you those energy pieces you need. 1 copy of Night Stretcher lets you grab a Pokemon or a basic energy card from your discard pile back into your hand. 1 copy of Pal Pad lets you recover 2 supporters from your discard pile back into your deck, and then 2 copies of Area 0 Underdepths, which let you expand your bench to 8 if you have a Tera Pokemon in play. We've only got 2 copies of it here because we don't necessarily need the fat bench all the time. It's just nice to have it when we do want to make extra room for other attackers or for Hoothoots. Last but not least, the energy split's very thin here. We've got 3 copies of Water, 2 copies of Fire, 2 copies of Lightning, and 2 copies of Psychic Energy. Our general game plan is to get into Flareon more often than not as our starting attacker and get a bunch of Hoothoots in play so that we can ultimately go into Noctowl and cherry pick the cards that we need throughout the match. You'll also want to get multiple Eevees in play so you can set up at least 1 Flareon. Most of the time you're going to need to set up at least 1 Flareon and then have 1 to 2 other attackers to carry you out through the remainder of the game, whether it's another Flareon, Sylveon, Terapagos, or Clefairy, and sometimes maybe even Mew as well. You're doing pretty solid damage with the Flareon and as well as the Terapagos, and look for moments where the Sylveon can shuffle back in key Pokemon to your opponent's deck. And even if you're not taking 6 prizes, you could put them in a state where it's basically impossible for them to come back if you play the Angelite attack at the right time. All right, let's get to these matches. Not entirely the worst. We get an Eevee, right? We get the boosted evolution. Let's go throw Latias in the active, actually. And we'll throw Eevee down as well. And I think we go Fan Rotom. Oh. Okay. Okay. Where we're going to run into trouble is that we don't have a... Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect. I think. Okay, Water Energy's great. We can throw down Buddy Poffin for a... I think we actually... I don't think we need... Fan Rotom could be cool. Fan Rotom Hoothoot. Right? I do need an Eevee EX, though. Do need the Eevee EX. We are going to grab Eevee EX so we can do our Noctowl stuff. And we're going to attach the... Let's go Fan Call. Let's go grab a second Hoothoot. And we'll grab... Do I need anything else here? I don't think so. Like, maybe we just thin the deck and grab the Eevee and the Noctowl. Okay, we'll throw down Hoothoot. Let's go put an energy on the Eevee. We'll probably put it on the baby one so we can turn that into Flareon right away. This is way less of a bench liability. Although, how are we gonna get... If they're gonna item lock us, right? How are we getting... Itchy Pollen. That's rough. How are we getting Flareon EX into play? Okay. Night Stretcher. We do have this. Let's go Jewel Seeker. And what can we grab? Like, we have... Crispin could be cool to start. And then we need, like... Yeah, Tera Orb, unfortunately, not going to work here through the item lock. Maybe an Iono. And let's just start to build up the... Oh, hold on. Fire and a Lightning. Although, if they get Dragapult rolling right now, we are in, like, massive trouble. What does this do? Reckless Charge, 10 to ourselves. And we do 30 damage. We're not even going to knock out the... Had I done this... Actually, you know what? We should have done it here. Then we could knock out the Badoo right away. So that was kind of a mistake. Right now... Oh, they're just going to Dusclops us into oblivion. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Could we have done better there? Okay, Terapagos start. Not ideal, but we can make some stuff happen here still. We've got Nest Ball that gets us Fan Rotom, some Hoothoots, Noctowls. And we can... It looks like we're up against the Festival lead deck. Oh my goodness, they have the Maximum Belt on too. Are you kidding me? So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Let's go and... actually grab... I think, yeah, we grab Fan Rotom first. And let's go, what, Hoothoot Noctowl? Or Hoothoot Eevee Noctowl? And then maybe we get an Eevee EX, perhaps? Grab one of these. And I think the play... I think we save Crispin for later. And we'll just put the Psychic Energy on. And we can actually stall for time by grabbing the Groupie up. And potentially not get blasted by this Applin with the Maximum Belt. Are you kidding me? You put the Maximum Belt on preemptively? Okay. Here comes the Diplin. Do they have they have got one card though? If that's a research, I'm gonna be so... Okay. 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 Now they're popping off. Now they're popping off. Let's go and see what they... Do they have a switch out though? Yep. They'll just hard retreat. They need the stadium, though, or else this is not... This is only going to do... Okay, there it is. Awesome. So now we are getting blasted. One-hit KOs up the... I will bite my tongue there. All right. Let's go and grab... Let's put Eevee EX in the active. And we will go... And... We can knock out, because we can do it with just a crystal, right? Like, if we go Eevee EX, and we can go, like, Sparkling Crystal and something else, like a Tera Orb here. And then we have more time to... Oh, we've got Unfair Stamp, so we have to Crispin here. And I think Unfair Stamp is probably the play. Unfair Stamp, Tera Orb. That gives us options. We get the Flareon up right away. All right. And let's go Crispin here for... Let's go... Yeah, we want the fire and the water. And we'll put the water in hand, and we'll put the fire energy on to the Flareon. Let's put the water also on the Flareon, and let's go see if we can grab, like, another... Probably another Hoothoot here. Just to give us some options, and let's send them down to 2 cards. Okay, another Flareon's kind of cool, and we can bump the stadium. That's even better. And we can actually turn that into a Flareon right now. And, yeah, actually, like, widen the bench like crazy. And that actually gives us a little more draw power here with the Mew EX. Getting some more pieces. I don't think we need a second attacker here. I think we can just go Burning Charge 260. And for Flareon specifically, I think we go Lightning, Fire. Yeah, and then we still have all the energy for like a Sylveon. Okay. All right, another Hoothoot. That's kind of cool. Do they have the... Not having the Thwackey could be a big problem for them. Okay, they don't... They have no cards. They have no cards. Okay. I think we can just chill. Maybe we set up a third attacker and set up a board wipe situation here with another Eevee. That would be kind of cool, actually. Let's potentially get a Sylveon in play. And I am going to Burning Charge again. And do we actually just throw down the other Hoothoot? Like, just go all in? I don't see why not at the... we'll hold on to it. We'll hold on to it. Let's go Burning Charge. And we'll go throw the other 2 energy. The Water and the Lightning, just to give us the maximum flexibility. Like, if we end up turning this into a third Flareon, we'll have the option to do that. And right now, they are down to 1 card. So if we can get a Sylveon up and then just wipe the board here, that would be hilarious. Whirlpool, discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That could be kind of annoying if they get the pieces. So let's go and play for the Sylveon here. Uh-oh, here comes the Thwackey. But Thwackey's only going to get, what, 1 trainer card? Yeah, a card. Like, they can maybe get the Grass Energy here to try and... Oh, okay. Sure. Now that you have 2 Thwackeys, you can grab 2 cards on the following turn. And maybe that's when we send both Thwackeys to the Shadow Realm. Although, they probably play, like, a Research or something here. Yeah. Okay. If we send both of the... Uh-oh. What does this do? 60... Okay. 2 cards. I think we want to send both of the Applins to the Shadow Realm if they got rid of... They're going to swing for 120 here. That's kind of annoying. Oh, 240. Oh, they hit us for weakness because it's a fire. Oh, no. They don't have the stadium. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. They don't have the stadium in play. If we go and grab... We Noctowl again. And we grab like an Ultra Ball or a Tera Orb. I think it's going to be an Ultra Ball in this scenario. And Do we have, like, Night Stretcher? Night Stretcher gets us the Psychic. So, actually, yeah, we do need Night Stretcher here. So that gets us the Psychic. The Psychic Energy. We get the Sylveon out with the... I want to hold on to Area 0 because we need a bump. Let's go and switch into the other Eevee. And let's go get rid of... Maybe we get rid of Crispin at this point. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of Crispin at this point. Let's go grab ourselves a Sylveon. And just to be sure, yeah. This is going to be the 3. So let's go and... Oh, we can draw a card here as well. All right, Glass Trumpet could have been cool. We're going to Angelite away the 2 actually, what's worse, the 2 Applins or the 2 Thwackies? Maybe we get rid of the 2 Thwackies, because then they have no draw engine for, like, the rest of the game. Yeah. If they have no attacker, but they still have attackers. I don't know. They're depends on what we are more scared of here. But now they're in pure top deck mode. Uh-oh. They do get double Diplin, though. And if they can get the stadium, they will be attacking a whole bunch. Magical Charm, though, is kind of an amazing attack here. Bug catching set, please. Oh my god, they hit the Groupie and the Thwacky. All right, we have to Iono on the following turn. And hopefully they don't have the stadium. Okay. This attack, Magical Charm's going to be incredible here. I think we just Iono. And then we could Angelite again, potentially. Let's go. Another Sylveon could be kind of cool. I don't know if there's going to be another scenario where we can even pull that off. So we'll just hit for 160. We take 100 less damage. Hopefully they don't have... We know they... Well, we shuffled away a Thwacky. So hopefully they don't have another one. During your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the defending Pokemon do 100 less damage. Uh-oh. 2 bench Pokemon. Let's get rid of the Fan Rotom and the Noctowl here. We still take 100 less damage, right? Just the arrow disappeared for a little bit. Effectively negating the other attack. So what can we do? Do we target down the Thwacky again? Or do we... The stadium is going to be a problem, right? Them swinging twice will be a problem. Arvin. And they're probably going to bench, like, Buddy Poffin, some Pokemon on the really annoying matchup here. And I don't think we can afford to... TM Evo. Yeah, the Angelite's probably not going to bail us out at this point. They're a little too set up. But if they can, like, boss for game or something crazy like that, that would be horrible. Yeah, they're going to TM Evo here. And just get triple... Oh, no. They're going to swing for 200. Wait, why are they getting the clean 100? That doesn't make sense to me. Because it should have been the attacks used by the defending Pokemon. Is it because the defending Pokemon got knocked out on the previous turn? Is that what's going on here? Okay, so if that's what's going on, do we leave this in the active? I don't think we do, but they have got... Okay, here's what we do. We're going to retreat, and we are punting on... I know this is potentially a problem here. I don't know what card that is, but I'm going to take the Thwacky out and not give them the option to, like, gust around. And we can Burning Charge. I don't think we have much of anything we can put in that's going to matter. No. So let's just go and leave that for now. Okay, Ultra Ball gets us some Noctowl and gets us some other stuff here. What can we do? They're just going to wave here. I think we're okay. Yeah, if they're only doing like 160, yeah, I think they've run out of steam. Okay, let's go and Pal Pad some stuff back in. Maybe the Crispin and a boss? Okay, they just scooped. GG's. Yeah, they were... they were in tough. I think taking out, like, retreating the Sylveon when we did was pretty great, because then they no way to gust around. We bring in a fresh Flareon that can still one-hit KO these Diplins. Some cool stuff there. Definitely not a meta matchup by any means, but the Diplin did kind of freak us out there in the early game, and they were swinging really hard, but some cool things, being able to keep a steady stream of evolutions attacking, as well as the Sylveon shuffling away, buying us some time with the Angelite attack was pretty cool. Again, I wonder, the Angelite, shouldn't that have taken, we shouldn't have taken 100 less damage, or because we KO'd what we had hit, that at that point it didn't matter because it's specific to that. It's probably that. So we'll take that win. GG's. Our opponent has chosen for us to go first, which isn't necessarily the worst fate if we have something. Okay. We have some pieces. We have some pieces. We have some pieces. It's Gardevoir. This feels like a bad... you know what? Depending on where this breaks out, Sylveon becomes insane in this matchup, where we can shuffle Sylveon's back in while also walling off. Now, I don't think we can get Sylveon to start. I think Fan Rotom, Eevee, and then we'll go... Or Fan Rotom, Eevee. Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter here. Unfortunately, if we want to attack first, we are going to have to get... you know what? Let's go and Fan Call here. And we go Hoothoot Noctowl, because we have 2 Eevees plus all the pieces. Is there Earthen Vessel in this deck? If there's Earthen Vessel in this... Earthen Vessel's not going to... Yeah, we're not going to be able to grab Earthen Vessel right this second. So having to start with the Flareon kind of sucks. But we have pieces, right? Okay, let's go and end our turn. And turn 2, we go Noctowl, we get a Tera Ball and something else. We get ourselves a Flareon, and we start to build a Sylveon on the bench that can start to shuffle in things like the Guardy out. Also, Fan Rotom can be a good attacker here, being able to send... yeah, if they're just going to item lock the Eevee, that's going to be profoundly annoying. I forgot about that whole thing. Okay. Okay. But yeah, the Sylveon is going to be our Uno reverse in this matchup. Regardless of how this shakes out, it will be the Uno reverse. Unfortunately, we don't have a good answer in the immediate term against the Budew. Interesting, they benched the Fez right. I would not be benching Fez right this second. No. And we could Gust. Like, we could try and Gust to potentially stall for time here. Ooh, no. That Iono was a... Let's see how bad or good that Iono was. Like, if we roll straight into a Flareon plus some... No. If we can get a Stadium, if we could get a Stadium, that would be amazing. Then we can use Fan Rotom to punch the Budew and get out of this mess. But as it stands right now, this is kind of rough. Okay, we eat the Itchy Pollen for 10. And we might actually not even want to attach the Psychic Energy. Okay, Noctowl gets us... What does that get us? That can get us an Iono, right? Let's put the Latias down here, actually, and... Iono and maybe something... Like, if we can't play a Ball Search right now... Or, yeah, just kind of Iono and... Ugh. Yeah, we can't really do anything else here. That sucks. Okay, I think we just Iono here. And let's go and put... Do we bet on the Eevee here becoming a Sylveon? Is really what this is going to come down to. I say we bet, and we pray... Oh, we... What? What's happening? What's happening? Game, what are you doing? Okay. And... Terapagos? Terapagos gets us something. No. Not right this second. But Terapagos is not the worst thing to put on the bench. Because if they knock out the Eevee, then we still have a Tera Pokemon we can do stuff with. This is profoundly annoying, though. Man, I don't like Budew. The more I've played it, and like, okay, I get it. Certain decks really like having Budew handy. But, like, being stuck in this situation feels terrible. And now, like, this Eevee can't even do anything. We can't punch with this Coruscating Quartz unless we... Yeah, how scared do we have to be of just a surprise attacker coming in and blasting? Yeah, they probably set up Kirlia here at this point. Profoundly annoying. I do think this is a bad matchup for... I mean, the Sylveon is everything here, right? The Sylveon shuffles it out the Gardevoir, and then you run them over. And we have time. Technically, we have time. Especially if they burn Rare Candy to get there. Itchy Pollen. That's annoying. Hopefully, we have an opportunity to make something happen here. Oh, man. Okay. Kirlia has... Oh, it's one retreat. That stinks. Everything here has one or free retreat. I think we just wait. And we are in top deck mode at the mercy of this Budew. Are you kidding me? I need to top deck a Sylveon. And probably some energy too. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. They could go into Mew. And Mew can attack. Mew can attack right now. Take out this Eevee. Is that what they want to do, though? It might be. It looks like that's what they're going to do. And copy the Eevee EX. But we think we have Terapagos here. Okay. Okay. Profoundly annoying. Terapagos can still one-hit KO this Eevee if it comes down to it. Or this Mew, if it comes down to it. We could potentially play Glass Trumpet plus some other way of getting energy on the board. Adrenabrain, what are they going after at this point? Probably soften up the other Eevee on the bench. Because they will knock out the Eevee EX, copying its attack. Oh, okay. I don't necessarily... I mean, it softens it up for a Screamtail attack later. They do have 210... Yeah, 220. I think we can get to that. with Terapagos. Let's see if we can set up a play where we knock this thing out. Okay, so Latias up. And we are looking for Area 0 Underdepths. And this is going to do 210. If we can get the energy on. We need... If we go Kieran... no, we gotta just burn this. Go Noctowl. And can we go... Yeah, Tera Orb... Yeah, we have to go Terapagos right now. Eevee could go... Like, if we go Tera Orb Crispin... Actually, that gets us Flareon, right? Tera Orb Crispin gets us the Flareon, and then we can attack for 130. That's not going to be enough damage. That's not going to be enough damage. So we need... Tera Orb Crispin might still be good in the sense that... no, let's go Crispin and, like, a research or something here. Just to kind of bail us out. Oh, we don't have... Oh, Unfair Stamp. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's go Crispin onto... Okay, we'll take a Fire and a Lightning here, and that gives us all the options into whatever the next attacker is. So we'll go Fire into Lightning, both on the Terapagos. We'll retreat to the Terapagos, and we will go and send them down to 2 cards. And we pray that those 2 cards suck. And Glass Trumpet's actually kind of cool here. If we can find an E-Switch. Ooh, Countercatcher's also good. But they can just copy the Terapagos attack, so we have to take out the Terapagos right now. Let's go and blast here for 210. Oh, we're not gonna... We're short. We're short. Ugh. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They are not knocking out the... If we send the Mew and the Gardevoir into the... They are not knocking us out, even if they copy this attack. So if we go and send the Gardevoir and the Mew... Uh-oh. Where are they going? They can't get that energy out. They can't get that energy out. Can we get... I think we can get a Sylveon online, and we just hard retreat... Oh, yeah. Don't take out the Eevee. Please don't take out the Eevee. Don't take out the Eevee. Take out a Noctowl. Take out a Noctowl, please. Or swing into the Terapagos. That's also good. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? I really want to Uno reverse them right now. And yeah, we send the Gardevoir and the Mew into the Twilight Zone, and this game should be done. Arvin. Okay. If I were them, I would Scream Tail into the Eevee. And that makes things incredibly difficult for us. Glass Trumpet. What energy is in there? Psychic and Water? Okay. Even if they KO the Terapagos, that's kind of fine. No, if they go like full Bravery Charm, if they get a bunch of energy out, that could be a problem. Okay, let's see where they go with this. I wonder if they try and take out the Latias here, or they really want that KO. The energy is stuck on the Mew. The energy is stuck on the Mew. And they will take a KO if they just swing with the Mew, which is kind of cool. Yeah, we're going to be like way... Oh, no, they don't. They don't take us out. They can take us out with the Scream Tail even after we shuffle the Gardevoir in, but it's going to be way harder for them to do that. Like, everything after that is going to be a nightmare. So let's go and get the Psychic Energy on the Eevee, and we can throw energy on the Fan Rotom or something. That might be used to punch later, right? And we will go Crispin. Hopefully this works, right? I am looking for the Lightning and the Psychic. Yeah, we have the Water in hand, and we can leave the Fire Energy in there. So we will take the Psychic in our hand. We will put the Lightning on the Eevee. And let's go put the Water on the Eevee. We'll go Retreat. And we'll go put the Sylveon up. And we want to counter catcher up the... I guess it doesn't matter here, does it? We'll go send up the Fez. And we will go and Angelite away the Gardevoir and the Mew EX. Shuffle all that back. They will take a KO on this Terapagos, but the rest of this game is going to be a nightmare for them. So yeah, oh yeah, they can just move the damage off of this, right? They move it off the Scream Tail, and they take that KO, sure. But now what? I don't know. They can still come back. They can still, yeah, they've got a 4-prize lead. We're only swinging for 160 right now, and that sucks. They can item lock us, but we're still swinging. No, they're going to get all this stuff back. Come on, man. We can Magical Charm and for 1, and as long as they don't get Gardevoir back up again, which they very well could, right? I would probably get... Oh, they can't get Nest Ball and Rare Candy here. All in one go. But if they can get a Gardevoir up in 2 turns, then we just lose. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, if we could Gust KO a Ralts right now, that would be goated. But I don't know if we're going to get the pieces for that at this juncture. Interesting matchup, to say the least. No idea where this is going to go. They do get a boss. They're doing, like, no damage right now. Like, 20 damage. Okay, they bump the... We'll take... Oh, we just have to take out 1. Sure. We do want to keep the Latias on the board. Unfortunately, now... We do have Area 0 Underdepths, so we can squeeze something else back in if we need to. Oh, really want to... Yeah, I really hope we can pull this out and pull the Uno reverse. They preemptively playing the Drifloon and the Charm. I hate that. I don't think you should do that. Like, you've just you've telegraphed what I should be targeting next, right? If they don't get Gardevoir up on the following turn, they've only got 1 Ralt, so they need to Rare Candy, or else I'm just going to shuffle that back into the deck. And they could Gust up, say, the Noctowl to try and stall for time, because the Latias only has free retreat. Yeah, let's see how they play it for the rest of this, because we know they grab boss, right? So let's go on Magical Charm for 160. No point in attaching the energy. We might need that later. And we just hope for that we don't get Rare Candy Gardevoir. No! Okay. Do they have a way of retreating this Fezandipiti? If they don't, then we're still in this game, and then we just shuffle these back in. Did they plan ahead with these two cards? If they did, GG's. Otherwise, yeah, I'm shuffling that back into the deck. Actually, yeah, we shuffle these. The Screamtail with the 2 energy is actually probably less dangerous than... Okay, if they're just going to try and stall for time here with the 1 Noctowl, that's cool. And yeah, we'll absolutely just shuffle these 2 back in. The Screamtail with the 2 energy with 10 damage, like that's going to do... What? 20? That's going to do 20 damage, and they can't accelerate that energy to a Drifloon. So I'd actually rather it stuck to the Screamtail right now. So let's see where they go. And they've burned a rare candy at this point. So they've probably got at least 1 more in the deck. Let's see where this goes. They don't have it. They don't have it. Okay. Briar, if they have exactly 2 prizes left, we can make a potential comeback here. Let's go and Noctowl, and we'll go retreat into the Sylveon. And we're going to play Area 0 Underdepths right now. And get rid of their Artisan so they can't get... And we can draw some more cards as well. Super Rod here is actually fantastic. That's going to get us some well-needed... Yeah, the Fire Energy, the Psychic Energy... Do I want another Eevee EX? Maybe we grab the Eevee and the Lightning, and we could potentially get like a Flareon going. Okay. And let's go grab a Fez. No, we want Eevee. Here. And let's go and Angelite, and we will go and send the Gardevoir and the Drifloon back into the deck. And now what? We will take 3 prizes on this Fezandipiti if they don't do anything. But this is going to be incredibly difficult for our opponent to deal with. Like, yeah, they have to rebuild from scratch. Only 2 cards. I don't know what they've got. And they're just going to keep moving damage. All right. Yeah, keep targeting that Latias. We will knock out this Fezandipiti, and we are going to take 3 prizes here. They have exactly 2 prizes. Oh, we can set up another Sylveon. That'd be hilarious. I don't know if that's what we want. We do get a Noctowl. Noctowl we'll hold off on for now. And let's go swing. We'll take 160. And we will take the Fezandipiti. They don't get to draw any more cards, and we take 3 prizes. And we can start to boss KO, pick off some targets here. Yeah, they can move a damage counter to try and take out this Latias. What's the play for them? Drifloon's not going to do anything. Not right now. Maybe I think we gust up the... Do we gust up the Badoo? And just say, like, bet no more item lock? And we can just do whatever we want? Or do we take out the Drifloon, which is going to be the only thing that can knock... Yeah, the Badoo's not going to knock us out. The Monkey Dory... The Badoo's not going to do anything right now. Monkey Dory can still move damage. Let's go and... I think we just Magical Charm for 160. Oh, we can Angelite again? No. We'll Magical Charm. We got to take prizes at some point, right? How come we can do this again? Anyway, let's go and Magical Charm. And we'll save the Angelite for if they try and get a Ralts back down on the board. And we just shuffle them back in. There's our Water Energy. And we could set up Water, Lightning, and then we can cherry pick what we want. Right now, yeah, the Roaring Scream is doing 0 damage at the moment because they moved all of it with the Monkey Dory. There's the Ralts. We can target that down. And we can either use Angelite to shuffle it back in, or just knock it out. I think we knock it out and say bet. That's not a rare candy Guardy. This is a ridiculous match. I feel like we probably could have still lost this when we came back, but Sylveon can be an absolutely insane card. So, yeah, kind of nuts how this has played out. Terapagos kind of keeping us in this game for a little bit, and our opponent scoops. Jeez, what a roller coaster of events there, where they started out really hot, and we just needed to stall for time long enough, and then bam, the Sylveon comes in, then just shuffles away the Gardevoir. And they get a second Gardevoir up too, and we shuffle that away too. Absolutely wild turn of events. Kudos to our opponent trying to play that out as far as they could go, and unfortunately for them, we were able to just set up our control with the Sylveon EX to a point where they couldn't do anything back. GG's. There we go. That is a look at Jonathan Means' Flareon box deck from Atlanta Regionals, getting top 16, never losing a game. And kudos to Jonathan for cooking on this one. I have been playing Eeveelution decks in the past, and I found them to be maybe a little too wide in their options, which make it kind of confusing to play, and I get a little overwhelmed, or I just don't have the right pieces at the right time. And I really like the combination that Jonathan has here, keeping it just the Flareon and Sylveon. I do like the addition of Terapagos as well, giving you a basic attacker that can ramp up in one turn, also giving you an extra colorless target that can work with the Glass Trumpet, because oftentimes I have the Glass Trumpet, but like I already have my Eeveelutions in play, so having the opportunity to accelerate energy to the Terapagos so that can be an attacker as well is a really nice touch. I will admit that the Flareon box decks have been something I've struggled with in the past, but I do feel a lot more comfortable with it here. I do like that this is a fairly streamlined list. I also think that part of it is my experience playing Tera box and other Tera style decks like Terapagos of late, so I've got a little more familiarity with the Noctowl engine, which is insanely powerful right now. And it's going to take a hit in Destined Rivals when we see that new Team Rocket Stadium that shuts off all the abilities of colorless Pokemon, puts all of this in flux. But for the time being, Flareon box is a very cool deck, and one you should try out before things potentially get weird in a couple of months with Destined Rivals. But for now, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website InThirdPerson.com for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.